Hello, welcome to Irresistible You, Ignite Your Passion and Purpose. I'm your host, Karen Seltz, also known as the Uncensored Self-Love Coach. If you're new to me, I really appreciate you watching, and there are only really three things you need to know about me. The first thing is that if you have a higher calling and a deeper purpose that you have yet to step into, just know I've been in your shoes and I am so honored and happy to walk this journey with you. Second thing you need to know about me is I consider my superpower to be that of a divine mirror. Now, what I mean by that is I'm able to see people at their essence through the eyes of the divine. And that is not in their smallness, not in their limited beliefs, none of that, but in their greatness, in their talents that they may not be expressing yet. And I'm able to reflect that back to people until they can see it and accept it for themselves. The third thing that you need to know about me is that I am uncensored in my approach. I'm willing to go wherever I'm called to go, say whatever I'm called to say, and do whatever I'm called to say to get you to a breakthrough. So let's rock and roll. Tonight, we are going to talk about personal power. And the easiest, quickest way to access that is through breathing. And of course, my dog wants out because it's live. Lola, come here. Anyway, so I have been doing Kundalini yoga, which is way different than any other yoga you will find in the United States for about, 10, 15 years now. And I learned several amazing breathing techniques through this practice. And I haven't been to a Kundalini class in a long time, and I ended up going last night, and it reminded me of the power of breath. And one of the things that I know is, as a culture in the United States, we use a very small capacity or a small amount of our overall lung capacity. And a lot of times we will breathe up here in the chest and it's shallow. And this is really interesting. If you think about times when you're nervous, like a job interview or speaking in front of people, notice your breathing and know that people can tell you're nervous by your breathing. So think about also, say you're doing the interviewing of somebody, or you're on a first date and somebody's nervous. Have you ever noticed the way they're breathing? Well, maybe not consciously, but unconsciously, you're making a note of it and you're like, wow, that person's really nervous. Now, of course, you could be an empath, like probably most of my viewers. But if you're not, you can still tell. There are so many signs that people are nervous or anxious. You might see it at work. You can see it on stage if you go see a performance. So what you want to look for is, how are people breathing? How are they holding themselves? And then you can look for that in yourself. Sometimes it's easier to see it in other people and then know that people can see it in you too. So it's good to practice breathing in front of the mirror. And we're going to go over like so many of these techniques tonight on this show. And I'm so excited to share this with you. So part of my background is in brain gym. That's GYM, like gymnasium, like let's lift some weights. And this is a physiological science that will rewire the brain. And we can work in 7 different realms in brain gym. And one of them is breathing, which is directly associated with personal power. Now, think about when you were a kid. Did you ever do something you were trying to sneak and go undetected, like maybe getting a cookie from the cookie jar? And you're like, oh, if I hold my breath, nobody will know I'm here. Like you become invisible. Well, this resets that reflex, the breathing reflex. So a lot of times when we are stressed, we will automatically hold our breath and we don't even know we're doing it. And then what follows is a feeling of powerlessness. And if you think about, oxygen is our lifeblood. Of course, we'll feel powerless without oxygen. We can't live that long without it. Yet that reflex, once it gets set like that, anytime we're stressed out, when the fight, flight, freeze response is triggered, we'll go back to that set point of holding our breath. So the first thing that I teach people to do is when you feel powerless, drop in like and notice your breathing. Like, are you breathing down into your diaphragm? The other thing that's an unconscious thing when we get stressed out is we pull the diaphragm in, which doesn't allow a lot of expansion or a lot of oxygen to get into the system. So notice that too. Like, is your stomach tight? Are you gripping? Are you holding? Are you in a state of contraction or a state of expansion? And just noticing that, you can consciously change it. You can make a conscious choice to breathe deeper. And one of the ways to do that is to count the breath and to say certain things to yourself. Like, if you're inhaling slowly, you can say relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And then you can exhale and say the same thing, relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And the signals to your brain are, the second you slow down your breathing, it signals to the parasympathetic nervous system that everything's okay. You can calm down. You're not in danger. Now, the sympathetic nervous system is the one that's in charge of fight, flight, or freeze response. And when that gets activated, it's usually by an emotion that we feel inside. And that can get activated by anything out here that your reticular activating system is constantly scanning. It's constantly scanning the environment, looking for anything that reminds it of a time when you weren't safe. Now, it could be something minor, it could be something major, but when it finds something like that, it automatically tells your brain that it is happening right now, and it produces an emotion, and this emotion calls for an action, either fight, flight, or freeze to avoid detection, right? So it could be any of those. The problem is we don't often act on those. So if your boss triggers you, for example, and you feel like, oh, that son of a, and you're mad and you want to fight, it's not like you're going to go and hit your boss. I mean, I hope not, but you're not going to actually do anything. You're not going to run out of his office. And you're not going to stand there like a statue. You're going to fake it, right? So then your body stores all this stress as plaque on your arteries. And it just perpetuates this whole fight or flight freeze system. And it gives it another thing to look for, like, oh my gosh, if my boss looks this way, I'm going to go into fight, flight, or freeze. So I'm going to give you some very simple techniques in order to kind of notice when you're in that pattern of feeling powerless, to notice your breath, and then some things you can do about it. So the first breathing technique that I want to talk about tonight, it's fantastic if you are a new meditator. And it's also fantastic if you're not. So if you've been meditating for a while, you're like, oh, I got this, and you're still getting stressed on a regular basis, it's always good to go back to the basics. And I love this one. It's called Breath Mindfulness, or Basic 10. And what you're going to do, if you will just go along with me on this ride, I'm going to invite you to just close your eyes. Close your eyes and just take a breath. And I invite you to notice where your breathing is. Where is it most present for you? Do you notice it in your nose, in your chest, in your stomach? Just notice it without trying to change it. And now systematically, from our head to our toes, we're going to relax everything. So I want you to start at the crown of your head. And if there's any gripping, any tightness there, just relax it. And go down along your scalp, the back of your head, and relax it. Your ears, relax them. Your forehead, smooth out any wrinkles, any tension. Now focus on your eye sockets and your eyeballs and just relax them. Let them go. Smoothing out all the wrinkles, all the crinkles, all the stress and tension, letting it go. Relax your cheeks, your jaw, your lips, your tongue. Moving down, relaxing the neck, letting it go. Your upper traps, your shoulders relaxing. Your upper arms, your lower arms relaxing. Your hands, your fingers relaxing. Your chest, your stomach, your heart relaxing. Your entire back relaxing. Your hips relaxing. Your buttocks relaxing. Your upper legs, your hamstrings, your quadriceps, inner thighs, outer thighs, melting and relaxing. The top of your knees, your knee pits, relaxing. Your calves, your ankles, relaxing. Your feet, the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, the arches of your feet, relaxing. Your big toes, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and baby toe, relaxing. I'd like you to take a slow inhale through the nose and exhale it out through your mouth. And then pause for a second. And in your head, say 1. And then inhale again through the nose. Slowly. And this time exhale through the nose as well. And pause slightly. And in your head, count 2. I'd like you to continue this, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Silently in your mind. 3. Continue this all the way till 10. And then begin again. Noticing the relaxation that's available to you in each pause. And if your mind wanders, simply say silently, thought, and return back to the breath. And just noticing the relaxation in your body, in your mind. Being present with the breath. And finish the next cycle. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So that's one that you can use whenever your mind is having trouble focusing and you just want to relieve the stress, let it go. So you're going to systematically relax from the head to the toes, and then you're going to inhale, exhale, and then in that pause at the end of your exhale, you're going to silently count 1. And then after each breath cycle, you're going to go 2, and then go all the way up to 10, and then begin again. So the next one is from Kundalini Yoga that I mentioned in the beginning, and it's called alternate nostril breathing. And I absolutely love this. It is fantastic for balancing the mind, body, and spirit. It relieves stress. I'm going to teach you at the end, if you want to improve your clarity and focus, there's one side that you can do. And if you want to go to sleep at night or be really calm, you can do the other side. So it's very cool. You can use it to balance, or you can use it to improve your energy or improve your calm. It does all those things. And if you want more of one or the other, I'll teach you that at the end. So all you're going to do here is you're going to take your thumb and you're going to close one nostril off, and you're going to breathe in through the other one. And then you're going to close that one, the one you just breathed in, and breathe out the other one. And then you're going to breathe in that one. Close it. Breathe out the other one. Breathe in. Close it and breathe out. So every time you breathe in, you're going to close that nostril after each inhale. I sound really amazing. And then breathe out the other one. And you can do this with your eyes closed, and it's going to balance everything. And you do this for 3 to 5 minutes, and you should really feel a big, big difference. Big difference. All right. So I told you I would teach you the side to use for calming. All right. So the first one is for calming, and you use it before bed. You're going to inhale in the left. Close it. Exhale the right. And just keep doing that. Inhale left. Exhale right. Now, because you're taking in only half the air you normally do, you automatically will be slowing down your breathing, because you're only breathing in one nostril and out one nostril. So that will automatically slow everything down. So for energy and focus, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to inhale right. Close it, exhale left. That will increase your energy, your stamina, your focus. So if you want all of that at once, do the alternate nostril. So if you only want one, you can play with it. All right, I saved the best for last. So this is called breath of fire. And there's lots of ways to do it. It is the best thing in the world for releasing resentments. So if you're really pissed off at somebody, this is a great one. And if you're like holding on to that resentment, this is going to pump. I'm going to back up. I'll just move the camera down. So you're going to pump your stomach right here. And as you do that, that's your third energy center, or your third chakra, which is where self-will and your personal power and confidence, all that is stored right there, along with resentment and all kinds of emotions. And I love this so much. So it is great for reducing depression. It helps with addiction. It helps synchronize your mind, body, and spirit. It increases your alertness, your energy, reduces anxiety, increases your focus, your calm. It's said to be the key, or the seat of consciousness, the key to ascension by many gurus and yogis throughout history. So without further ado, let's play. So what you're going to focus on is the exhale. When you exhale, you are going to pull your stomach in really hard. And the way this is taught is it's hilarious. It's going to be fun to watch. And I'm so glad this is on video. So you're going to stick your tongue out like a dog, and you're going to pant. I'm going to back up so you can see my stomach, but I'm going to pant like a dog. As I do that, I am pulling my stomach in. You don't focus on the inhale at all. It will just happen naturally. Now, this breath is done through the nose. So you're going to pull your stomach in as you exhale through the nose. So then you're going to focus there. Okay, ready? You want to get to the point where you have a steady rhythm. doesn't matter how fast you go. When you get used to it, you're going to go fast, like, all right. So if you want to be advanced, I'm going to teach you the arm position. You're going to take your fingers and you're going to put them back on the beds there, and both of them at the same place. Then you're going to take your arms up to a 60-degree angle. My hands are still like that. Your thumbs can be pointed to the sky or inward a little bit, but your arms are going to stay there. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to breathe like you mean it. There's a tendency for the arms to fall down, to get tired. You want to hold them up. It opens up your heart center. It opens up the third center, which is that's personal power place. Here's the thing. If you need to take a breath in between, like sometimes I'll just like get out of sync or something. I'm like, or not getting enough air. If you get lightheaded or dizzy, slow down, take a breath and start again. You want to get up to 3 minutes to start. 3 minutes. It seems like such a short time until you try it. This will work your abs like nothing you've ever done before. Maybe Pilates, but it will work your abs. So that's an added benefit. This changes your physiology immediately. If you don't feel powerful after this, I don't know what to tell you. Go jump in an ice bath. But you should feel super powerful after this, okay? So breath of fire. Let's play. Let's do it. All right, arms up, 60 degrees. Not 180, not 90, 60. Take a deep breath in. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, so your hands are pulled back on those pads, the finger pads, okay? And close your eyes. Here we go. Should hear yourself breathing. Pulling those abs in on the exhale. Should feel the abdomen pumping, 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 pumping. Pump it. Pump, pump, pump. So just practice that a few times. All right, and now take a deep breath in. And then touch your thumbs together with your eyes closed above your head. If you miss, that's okay, just find them. And then exhale and let your arms come down slowly. Woo, how's that feel? I'm gonna teach you guys one more thing for releasing resentment since we're there. So in Brain Gym and in acupuncture, there are these holding points along the meridians. And the meridians are the way that energy flows in the body. And it's what acupuncture is based on. So on the large intestine meridian, there are these points called the letting go points. And they work for what's contained in the large intestines, as you can imagine. So if you're ever constipated, you can hit these. And they also work for resentments or letting issues go. Now, I don't know about you, but there are people that, maybe you're one of them, maybe I used to be, not saying anything, that hold on to issues way longer than they need to. So you get into an argument with somebody and they're like, remember that time 10 years ago when you borrowed my shirt and you got a stain on it? Well, blah, 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 and what you're talking about has nothing to do with that. They may have a blockage in the large intestine meridian. They may also suffer from constipation. So these are points. So if you look at your elbow, the pointy part and then the little crook part, I'm gonna try to get in a good angle here. So right in between there, there's a point. So it's like on the puffy part. So what you're gonna do, I'm standing on my tiptoes, I'll just move the camera down, is you're going to tap them rhythmically at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and think about that issue. Whatever issue you're holding on to that's really causing you stress or anxiety, anger, frustration, think about that issue and tap there, tap there. You may have to go to the bathroom, it's an added benefit. You're welcome. And then at the end, I brush them. I just brush like that. And you just keep going until that issue has no power anymore. So that's another way to release resentment. So play with that. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you. And here's what I want to say this week. If you like these breathing techniques and you want a little more information on them, go to my website. It's Karen Seltz, S as in Sam, ELTZ, it's my name, .com, KarenSeltz.com. And I have a little ebook on there called Breath of Life. You can go get that book for free on my website, and it talks about all these breathing techniques. And I did something super nerdy that you guys will love. I made a chart of those 3 breathing techniques along with what issues they are good for. So you can say, okay, I'm really anxious right now. Which one of these would be the best thing? Or I'm having trouble focusing. Which one of these breathing techniques will get me to be able to focus? So go grab that. It's a quick read. I think it's 20 pages or something. And if you don't want to read the whole thing, don't read it. Just go to check the chart because you got the basics down. So let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you. And I would love to hear how you're feeling after doing these. Do you feel different? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel more focused? And I want to give you a couple tips for beginning these breathing practices. The first one would be to start a daily practice of breathing, even 5 minutes a day where you're consciously breathing. I like to start my day that way because I like to be in control or powerful. So 5 minutes of conscious breathing is a good way to start. And you can, set an alarm on your phone, you can whatever, time block it, do whatever. If you pick a place in your house, I like to call it like a sacred space where you breathe. A lot of times when people are starting a meditation practice, they'll meditate in bed and they fall asleep because what does your mind associate with bed? Sleep, right? So pick a different place. It can be in your bedroom, but not in your bed. Sit on the floor, sit in a chair, sit in the living room, whatever, somewhere else. So pick a place and make a decision to do this, like the breathing practice or meditation practice, for at least 21 days, because that's how long it takes to start a habit. And just be gentle with yourself, be graceful, because everything new is out of your comfort zone and your body is going to be complaining. It's going to be telling you all the things you need to do. Like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to have coffee. I need to eat. I need to answer an email. I need to check my phone. Just tell it, hey, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I'll feed you, whatever you need, 5 minutes. So those are my basic tips for starting a practice. I have a lot more. So check out the book. It's free. And I look forward to seeing you right here next week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.